What I mean?
Mhm.
So I just yeah, especially Dr. Chris Wanara, because he is uh a vision impaired,
Mhm.
Nigerian diplomats,
Oh, okay.
yeah, because of his disability,
Mhm.
I also helped him out,
Oh,
without
wow.
asking for anything. You see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
wow.
So things like that.
Wow.
That's why I got that recommendation.
Oh,
I
wow.
know so.
Let me ask
Because
you,
they love all the work I'm doing. So
Mhm.
that's just what it is.
So all this community effort, are you going to run for politics? Are you going to run for public office in the future?
To be honest with you,
Hmm.
a lot of my fellow New Yorkers are pushing me to run for office. Now, that was now before I traveled, I think it was last year or
Hmm.
probably sometime this year, I was gonna travel, but they called me to run for a particular office.
Hmm.
But I couldn't because I had to travel. You see what I'm saying?
What
I
office was that?
I really
What office? What office?
oh, that was for
All right. Yes, today it's another Wednesday, Startup and Innovators. Yeah, the background is different, yes, because it's Christmas time. A very busy day. I'm in a completely different location. But yes, I have somebody who is not, I mean, she's a startup and an innovator, but she's doing a lot of things incredibly well in so many areas, and she's a lawyer also, but she's representing, she's into real estate, she has her own company, she's doing a lot of corporate social responsibility, CSR, and she might also be a politician. You never know, she could see governor when you say her name, we'll love to say her maybe governor of New York in future because she lives in New York. So today we have Eunice Ukwuani. Eunice, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
You
Good
sure?
morning.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Welcome to Startup and Innovators on the Atlanta Discuss channel. Yeah, you have quite an interesting character, your personality and all that. That's why we're interested in you. So let me introduce you and I'll allow you to tell your story yourself because there's a lot of things to do. I mean, you policy advocate in so many areas and all that. So I know you have a degree in law from here, a master's in public administration, you've been practicing in the area of criminal law. Wow. So you've been defending a lot of criminals. Yeah. The chairperson and president of Greenwald Business Holding Corp and the CEO of Property Rialto. So Attorney Eunice is a New York Peace Commissioner. That's explained the CSR area, corporate social responsibility for Peace Building Commission, and also a diplomatic liaison. She possesses years of experience working with senior leadership across all organizations and top diplomat across Africa and within the United States. Well, New York is where the United Nations is, So, yeah, she's recognized as one of the founding members of Daylight Africa Week and serves as its lead coordinator for Nigeria and director of programs and community engagement, the marketing director and public relations of the Opializer show. Oh, really? Okay. So our focus centers around advocacy on legislative priorities and other intergovernmental related issues, and developing strong, effective relationship with both elected officials and the community-based thought leaders on a wide range of topics. I mean, yeah, I make a prediction. You're going to run for public office very soon. I think. Well, she has worked with many countries, diplomats, and ambassadors at their consulate and missions for the United Nations, especially the Consulate General of Nigeria in New York. Fair enough. Her work has taken her to several mission houses in the US and in New Delhi, India, with vast experience in diplomacy and globalization. Due to her zeal to serve humanity, she has worked in so many local and international organizations with United Nations consultative status, which include Lotus Initiative for the Blind, International Cultural Development Incorporation, and Smarter Lives Diligent Care for Creative Intelligence. Wow, only you. The zeal equally leads to the establishment of Princess Eunice Ukwuani Foundation, where she currently serves as the president and founder. This foundation caters for girl child around the world, especially in Africa. Guess what? I'm not even halfway through your profile. I'm just, yeah. So tell us, what's your story? Why did you study law? Why you into advocacy? Is it just passion? Is it who you are? Why you involved in all this project? Do you have political ambition? Tell us. I mean, it's no old bear flow. I mean,
Uh, well, my passion in law, my passion in law really, I
mm,
must tell you, honestly, I have to be honest with you. I
mm,
don't like criminals, you know. Um, yeah, criminal law
mm,
sometimes, I prosecute and
mm,
sometimes I defend, and I just don't like anything criminal,
mm,
So that's why I studied law.
mm,
I'm right there to do what I got to do,
mm.
to get criminals behind bars. So, you know, sometimes a lot of people ask me the question, but, sometimes I don't want to say nothing, but that's just my reason why I started law. I just want to get some criminals off the streets.
Mm,
So, yeah. And I love to advocate a lot, you
mm,
know. Um, anything that I feel like that people should be done. You know what I
mm,
mean? I like to advocate and, push a lot of people. Go out there, do what you got to do.
mm,
Because sometimes a lot of people need to hear, that somebody's pushing or somebody's telling them, okay, go
mm,
out there, do this, do that. And especially sometimes what is going on in the world,
mhm,
you just want to advocate and tell somebody, you know what?
mm,
Go out there, push and make it happen, you
mm.
know? So yeah.
Interesting. I also see that you're also part of NAPAC. She has served as diplomatic representative for political strategy in the Nigerian American Public Affairs Committee, NAPAC. That's a New York chapter, yeah.
Right.
So
It-
now let me ask you this. I mean, you're Nigerian. Do you do you think that the I mean, we're talking of economic agreement now, trade between Nigeria and America. What do you think can be done to create a balance? I mean, it's tough, I know, but you're in New York. New York is a trade hub. How can we have trade balance? Because I know people in the consulate, you're in NAPAC, you're also a businesswoman, which we're also going to talk about, which is one reason why I brought you here. But how do you think there could be a trade balance between, I mean, let's say Africa and the United States. How can that take place?
okay, first of all, I want to begin by saying that
Mm,
NAPAC is a political organization.
absolutely. Mhm.
Yes, is a political one.
Mm,
But I think both countries, for example, the NAPAC chairman, he's doing something called Africa America, trade, type
mm.
of business,
Business, yeah.
whereby, yeah, there's a lot of shipment going on.
Mhm,
Like if you have business, you can trade,
mm,
those in Africa, bring in your business to the,
mhm.
to the United States,
Yeah.
through, the Africa,
Mm,
America,
mhm,
business. And then those who want to trade from here to Africa can ship their business through, through the chairman.
mhm,
So I feel like we need to create more avenues because I'm sure there are a lot of people in Africa who might want to bring in some goods to sell in the United States.
mm,
You see what I'm saying?
mhm,
Just to make it a little easier for them. You got to make it a little easy. So I think that's, in fact, we're already talking about that, you
mm,
know, through that Africa America type of trade.
mhm,
We need to make it easy because a
mhm,
lot of people, especially in Africa, don't really know how to, easily
mhm,
do that. So I feel like that's what we need to, create more,
mm,
to enable a lot of people to do this. A lot of people are really talented and they have, goods, they have things to sell. But places like the US, like we got to make it easy for them to
mm,
bring their goods in. And there are some people here too, who, want to, send their stuff to Africa. We just want to make it, just like that. Easy enough to do. And this is where some elected officials comes in as well. Just to make that happen, to make it a little easier.
Mhm.
For people to do.
Absolutely.
So
So
we're
one of
talking
the
about
reasons why we're talking to you today on startup and innovators, is to look at your business angle. That's why I'm asking you all those questions. I noticed that, I mean, from your profile, you're also a realtor. You own Rialto, but it's not spelled R-E, it's R-I-A-L-T-O. Yeah. So what are you doing differently? What's Rialto about? How did you get into being a realtor?
Okay, so basically, property realtor is all about how Facebook has like a
Mhm.
marketplace,
Yes. Mhm.
basically something like that for now. So it's an online business marketplace for
Mhm.
real estate.
Real estate, yeah.
So so that online thing is a place where all the realtors, agents,
Mhm.
investors,
Okay.
even property lawyers can
Oh,
go
wow.
load whichever properties that they may have.
Oh, wow. That's your
Yes.
own, like your own Zillow.
I
Mm,
was
yeah.
about to talk about Zillow.
Yeah, like your own Zillow. Yeah.
Yes, just like that. You see what I'm
Okay.
saying? Right. And then customers can now always, go and then see what realtors are really selling,
Mm,
which house, or is it for rent? Is it to
mm.
sell? Something like that. So yeah, so that's what it's all about, you
Oh,
know.
wow. Wow.
Just
Interesting.
create that avenue,
Mm,
just upload, put up your property, and then anyone can go there and be like, okay, hey, I like this house and I
mm,
want it, or I want to rent,
okay.
so something like that. So that's basically what it is. And
Mm,
then I have my company, of course, registered in New York, Green
mhm.
World Company. So
Okay.
yeah. Because
Interesting.
before you do certain business, you just want to have your own company already registered.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
right here.
Yeah. So which one takes more of your time? The law, or which one takes more of your time?
Of course, we gotta say the law,
The law, okay.
Yeah, because in property realtor,
Mhm.
I already hired somebody,
Mhm.
like a digital marketer who is
Mhm.
doing the work,
We're doing the work for
for us.
you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yes,
Mhm.
but I put in my own work, when I'm free, but he does a lot of the,
Mm.
posting and stuff like that, videos. So yeah, so I would say law. And
Okay, so let's talk about what you're doing in Nigeria. I know you're also helping with inventors, helping them do documents, you're giving your legal expertise, you're running foundations, you're helping people and all that, that kind of thing. So what's your message of hope to young and upcoming Nigerians that are trying to make ends meet? Consider the fact that you're a hardworking person and you're a good example of yourself.
well, I just gotta, tell them to be patient. You see what I'm saying?
Patient.
And they need to volunteer a lot. You can't
Mm,
just come in and feel like, oh, it's gonna
mm.
just happen,
Oh, yeah?
I volunteer a lot. I volunteered a lot, yeah. You know what I mean? Especially dealing or working with politicians, you know what I
Mm,
mean? You gotta volunteer. You can't just come in and get it. No. What
mm,
I want to tell them is they need to start volunteering,
mm,
whether business, whether whatever,
mm.
school, work, it doesn't matter, but you got to volunteer. A lot of people, don't have patience to
Mm,
volunteer, but you have to. You can't just come in and start making money. I
mm,
volunteer.
mhm.
So that's
You
what I
you
want
you
to tell them. They
you
need to
paid
be
your
patient.
dues. Mm,
Absolutely. You need to
mm,
be patient and you need to volunteer. Trust me, that's how to get a lot of things,
mm.
that you want.
Yeah, but
They need
but
to see
but
you.
but in America, yeah, the volunteer thing, it's a prevalent culture. It's a given. In Africa, it's not really there. Everybody wants to be paid for some
Mhm.
service or the other. You know
Okay,
that one of the guys I mentoring, I had that issue with him.
okay.
If he needs money from me or something, help, he comes to me. You understand? And I just give him for nothing. But someday I just said, "Can you help me do this?" Which is nothing also. And he was charging me. And I said, okay, okay, I'll pay. But maybe not as much as you want. I'll pay you 80% of what you have. He said, no, 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 no. I'm like, what? So what I'm saying is it's a culture thing. So how do we now imbibe that culture in people growing up in Africa that so you have to volunteer sometimes. It's not every time you have to be paid for, what you're doing.
Well, unfortunately, I don't know,
Mm,
I'm talking about based on the life I live here. I don't
mm,
know because
mm,
I'm not there. Everything I did is in America, so I don't really
mm,
know what to say. So
mm,
they don't have a choice. They just have to adapt,
mm,
because sometimes they got to see you.
mhm.
You need to come in. They have to see you first, know you. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of times people may not want to give you, something if they don't really know you.
Mm,
But if you're in there, they're seeing you, you're volunteering, like you don't have a choice. They just have to do it. They don't have a
absolutely.
choice.
Mm,
They don't have a
support.
choice, honestly. Honestly, because they need to see you and know what you're all about. Because sometimes it's hard to really trust, especially when you're dealing with a politician, or certain people for business. Yeah,
Mm,
it's hard
I
to trust
know.
somebody. So you want to
I know.
put yourself there,
Mhm.
let them trust you
So
before anything else.
I see
Mhm.
you've received a lot of awards, yeah. Notable
Mhm.
ones. You were presented with the Community Warrior Award by the African Immigrant Commission of New York and Connecticut in partnership with the Brown Eyes magazine and the Holistic Harlem Health and Wellness Fair. I mean, Community Warrior, that's a strong one. So what did you do to deserve that? I mean, Community Warrior, that's very strong.
Yes,
Mm.
community warrior
Mm.
means that I do a lot of volunteer. I did a lot of volunteer. That's why you see,
Oh,
yeah. So that's what that means. Community warrior, meaning that, like,
wow, yeah. You're
any
all and
way.
about. Mhm.
Right. I'm always there, to get stuff done. Anything community, I'm always
Mm,
there to help. You see what I'm saying? And
mm,
that's why I got that award. If you look,
mm,
that proclamation award
mm,
from the senator. You see
mhm.
what I'm saying? From the
Yeah.
senator. That's because of that as well. You know? So they declared October
Mm,
10th
mhm.
as my day. You see what I'm saying? That's why I got that
Wow.
award.
Wow.
Because of the things I do in the community.
Now,
Yeah.
it's here that further validating your efforts, you also received a recommendation letter jointly signed by
Mhm.
Excellency Tijani Mohammed Bande, the President of the 74th UN General Assembly, and the
Mhm.
Nigerian Ambassador to the United Nations, Dr. Chris Nwanoro. That's highly commendable. So why did you get that commendation? What was that for?
No, okay. That was all right. So after these
Mm,
diplomats,
mhm,
first of all, I met this Nigerian diplomats at the
mhm,
United Nations.
mhm.
That's how I met them, first of all, right?
Okay.
So we get, I think we just got talking,
Mhm,
both His Excellency, the
Tijani.
former, yes, Tijani Bande and Dr. Chris Wanoro, right?
Mhm,
So the same thing, we just got talking, one day I
mhm,
went to their offices, what I mean? So I was telling them, things about me and stuff like that. Then by the time you know it, I started volunteering for them as well.
oh, wow.
You know what I mean?
Mhm,
So I just yeah, especially Dr. Chris Wanoro because he is uh a vision impaired,
mhm.
Nigerian diplomat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because of his disability,
Mhm.
I also helped him out,
Oh,
without
wow.
asking for anything. You see what I'm
Oh,
saying?
wow.
So things like that.
Wow.
That's why I got that recommendation.
Oh,
I
wow.
know so.
Let me ask
Because
you,
they love all the work I'm doing. So
mhm.
that's just what it is.
So all this community effort, are you going to run for politics? Are you going to run for public office in the future?
To be honest with you,
Mhm,
a lot of my fellow New Yorkers are pushing me to run for office. Now, that was now before I traveled, I think it was last year or
mhm,
probably sometime this year, I was gonna travel, but they
mhm,
called me to run for a particular office.
mhm.
But I couldn't because I had to travel. You see what I'm saying?
What
I
office was that?
I really
What office? What office?
that was for city council.
Okay, City Council. Okay.
Yeah. But I was gonna give it a little. I was gonna think about it, but I
Mhm,
just had to go
mhm,
because I traveled, what I mean, at that moment, but
mhm,
I couldn't. Now, a lot of my fellow New Yorkers are pushing me to do it. So it might be a possibility.
I
Might
think
be
you
a
should
possibility.
actually. You've put in so much. You've put in so much time. You've put in so much effort. I mean, yeah, community warrior. I really like that. Community warrior. That's a very strong straight statement. I mean, look at Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez. I mean,
Mm,
you're already working in that mold. It would be good to see
mm.
Congresswoman Eunice Ukwuani, someday. It's not impossible. You have to
Absolutely.
aim for the moon. to grab a
Mhm.
cloud, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Interesting.
Absolutely.
So, I haven't said all this, you know, you're clearly going to run for office, you know. I have no doubt that you will, you know, even though you're trying to, you understand that kind of thing. I think it will do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about Nigerians in America. You know, I've read statistics that say that 7 out of 10 Black doctors are Nigerians. I don't know what the statistics in nurses say. I don't know what the statistics in law say. But do you know how many Nigerians, the percentage of Nigerians are in law compared in the Black community? Let's say in New York. What percentage do we control in that area?
Honestly,
I'm looking for trouble now. Yeah,
honestly, I think
because
most
there's
of the
nowhere
people
you
I
go, you
work,
don't see Nigerians actually.
yeah, most of the people I work with though, are mostly white
Mm.
or blacks that you don't really know their backgrounds of
Background,
blacks.
yeah.
But there are other places where I've met with a
Hmm.
lot of the African Americans, Nigeria among, you see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Mixed. You see what I'm saying? I don't know percentage.
Hmm.
Whew. I-
Okay, well, I'll work on that. I'm very good at that.
Yeah,
So,
I've seen a few, but I don't know exactly what to say in terms of I
okay,
just don't want to be wrong. I don't want to be
don't
wrong.
worry, don't worry. I'll work on that myself.
I don't
Let
want to be
me let
wrong.
me let me ask you
Mhm.
this, and this is
Mhm.
my last question to you. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
Mhm.
do you? I mean, you're interested in politics in America. You're going to try in America. You have become so Americanized, and yeah, Eunice Ukwuani, you know, and you're from the southeastern part of Nigeria. So, what contribution do you think you want to make back to Nigeria in the future? You know, don't you think you should show more interest in Nigerian politics? Don't you think you have a lot to give back? Also, what do you think about
In Nigerian
it?
politics?
Nigerian politics? Yes. You
Okay.
have the energy. Why here? Why don't you just go back to
No,
Nigeria?
no, no. I actually want to correct something you said first in the
First,
beginning.
okay.
You know what I
Okay,
mean?
please go.
Yes, I was actually born here. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Let
Mm-hmm.
me tell you why here is, I don't know how to say this, but I think I'm so used to, is what I'm saying?
The
Because it's
America way.
right. Now a lot of the Nigerian diplomats, including the ambassador,
Mm-hmm.
remember I met them here,
Mm-hmm.
and can I be honest with you? I
Please
just
do.
don't know how the Nigerian politics
Walk.
works or
Mm.
how it's gonna be for me.
Okay.
But I've heard a lot of things
Are they
that
good
made
things?
me
Are they
that
good
made
things? The things you heard, are they good things?
can I be honest with you?
Yeah, you have to be. We're always honest here.
No,
Mm.
no. So, and can I tell you some of those things in terms
Please
of
go ahead.
politics?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's have some minute.
So, yes. So, in terms of politics, and I'm just gonna keep it real,
Mm.
okay? Based on what we do here, and
Mm.
based on how we do what we do
Mm.
in terms of politics,
Mm.
I am very honest person,
Mm.
and a lot of things I discovered about politics in Nigeria,
Mm.
or a lot of things that's going on.
Mm.
I don't like anything corruption. I just have
Mm.
to keep it real with you. Anything
Mm.
corruption? Mm-mm, that's not me.
Mm.
So I can't find myself in some office, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then the people that are working with me are
Mhm.
doing something else.
Mhm.
Now, who are they
Yeah.
going to blame when something goes wrong?
Mm.
It's me.
Mm.
People are going to start thinking, people in Nigeria are going to start
I get what
thinking
you're trying to say because
that I'm the bad
the
one.
orientation is different. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So
Mm.
I don't want, to go and start dealing with such a thing for me because I think good reputation is very important. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You have to have a good reputation. I don't
I
want anything
understand.
that's gonna fall, because I don't want people to start seeing me.
Yeah, but you're a member of NAPAC, and NAPAC does
Mhm.
a lot of with Nigerians and all that. So I
But
mean, You cannot absolve yourself of Nigeria in all entirety, you know.
Yeah,
Nigeria.
but I can't go and do politics in Nigeria though.
Okay, fair
Or
enough.
do
Mm,
you want me to? Maybe if you
mm,
want to go
mm,
do politics,
mm,
I assure you,
mm.
you're gonna see me and I'm gonna back you. I'm telling you. If you no, if you're gonna do
Okay.
it,
Trust me,
I
trust me, trust
I'm
me.
serious.
We're on the same page on so many things. I mean,
Yes.
there's a lot we
Oh,
can do for Nigeria, but you know, the
right.
truth of the matter is that the tolerance level, you know, you get to a stage in your life, you can't tolerate some things. Like you said, lie, principle, honesty, you know, all those things, they do
Honestly,
matter. You understand?
right.
I mean, you didn't ask to be on this program. I saw you, I read your profile, like, wow, how can we have someone like this doing so much? And
I
most
tell
of the things
you.
we do, we've not even scratched the surface on this interview, but it's just important that people know that there's Eunice Ukwuani out there in New York. She's an attorney, she's a realtor, and she's all over the United Nations. Everybody knows her from the Secretary General all the way down. She's in NAPAC, and she's a community warrior with so many awards to show for it, you know. And you don't just say it, you do it, you know. I still saw your pictures recently with the New York City Police Department, you know, you and your friend and
Oh,
all that. Yeah,
oh,
that's highly commendable, you know, and you're a good ambassador, no doubt, you know, you're hardworking, making
yeah,
money, self-made and all that, you know, very educated, and the sky is the limit. So,
yeah.
so with all this, what's your next step in business? What does the future hold? Let's leave politics aside. Business wise, what does the future hold? What's the next big thing?
Okay.
Mm. Come, I
Okay.
think what? What's the next big thing?
Uh, Okay. In terms of business,
Mm,
right? I've actually just this year alone,
mm.
I actually invested in land. I actually bought land in Nigeria.
Oh, really? Oh, finally
Yeah,
you're doing something.
yes, about 4.
Mm,
Because my parents really encouraged me to, you know what
okay.
I mean, to invest
Mhm,
in Nigeria.
mhm,
And I also, and I also recently completed a building. Well, probably 3 years ago.
mhm,
I own a building over there. I
mhm,
mean, like a shop, like
mhm,
shops,
mhm,
which I rented. I
mm,
rented to some, to some folks over there. And yeah, so I'm really willing to invest more in
mm.
Nigeria.
Okay.
I mean, it could be anywhere in Africa, but I'm talking about Nigeria now.
Mm. Does it
So
have to be real estate, or you're ready to venture into other things?
no, 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 no. Yes, other things like agriculture, because
Oh,
my
okay.
business also deals with agriculture. Yeah,
Okay.
not only real estate.
Mm,
No. So I'm really for next year moving forward, I'm trying to
mm,
continue doing what I'm doing. I want
mm,
to continue the investment, really,
mm.
like buying physical properties.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
Yes. So I'm
So,
really
when last were you in Nigeria? When was the last time you were in Nigeria?
Oh, my mom took me to Nigeria this year. I was
Oh,
there
yeah.
this year.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
2025. No,
Okay.
really, I was
Mm.
there.
Before
Yeah.
this year, when was the last time? Before your mom took you this year, when was the last time?
I was in Nigeria 2022.
Okay, that's not too far. You're not doing too
Yeah.
badly. Mhm. So
Yes,
what what's
2022.
what
No,
state are
because
you from?
you know
Mhm.
why? Because we just completed a property over there. You know what I
Oh,
mean? A
okay.
house. Me and
Mm,
my mom, just recently
mhm,
finished. So
mhm,
that's why I started going, with my
mhm,
mother.
mhm,
Now on a back to back,
mhm.
stuff like that. Yeah.
You're not too
And
far away then.
And no, I used to be far away because
Mm,
because I was in high school
mm.
and I didn't have time. I was, going to college. I didn't have time. But now I say, okay, I have to, start going with my mother. I have to start
Interesting.
going with my mom. Yeah, because those times, high school, you know how it is.
Mhm,
Like you can't really be traveling like that.
mhm.
Yeah, and I was also
Well,
going to summer school in high school, so I couldn't go anywhere.
interesting. So
So
thank you, Eunice Ukwuani, for what you do, for all you do. Thank you for being a good ambassador. I like the energy, actually. I like the community warrior in you, moving around, knocking on doors, making sure you get results. Strong Black woman, you know. And like I said, yeah, I mean, you should keep it up. You should keep it up. It's not easy, I know it takes a lot. I know
and
yeah, energy. Yeah, it didn't start in one day, and sometimes when you start, it doesn't look like anything is going to happen, but you never give up. So then So I'm sure there are a lot of people watching this, young startups, young innovators, young business people will take a hit from you. Doesn't matter where they're domiciled, actually, that you never give up, never say never.
No.
A lot of
Mm-mm.
business startups have died. Majority of them died, but just have to
Oh,
keep trying,
wow.
I'm sure you go to court, I know you still have a case today, in court, and it's not easy, going to court
Mm.
defending people,
No,
multitasking. Now you're back to the UN in the evening, you're
honestly.
volunteering, then you have to go to the New York Police Department, then you have to go back to the United States. I mean, it's crazy,
I
but
know,
it,
I
it
know.
is it is what it is,
You
and
know, I just got to do it selflessly. Self,
selflessly. That's
just
it. Yeah, that's the secret actually. If you attach premium to it, you probably won't get anything.
no,
Mm,
you won't get it.
yeah.
That's how it works here.
Mm,
That's why
interesting.
I wish that a lot of people in other countries are gonna do this. I'm telling
Mm.
you, it
Yeah,
works.
America is a
It
special
really works.
place. There's no doubt
Mhm,
about it. United States is a
mhm,
special country, and
mhm, mhm.
volunteering is key.
So,
I see old
yeah.
people, like I do a lot of volunteering too, but
Oh,
I coach in the summer, especially. I run coaching
absolutely.
soccer
Mhm,
academy. I've been doing it for about 7 years now or more.
mhm,
So and I see old people. Where I say old, not just old wealthy people. They give a lot they donate, then they physically volunteer. So it's a culture I think everybody in
mhm.
the world should embrace, actually. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So Eunice,
Yeah.
thank you for your time. Thank you for coming to Startup and Innovators. Trust me, I'm going to bring you back. I know you're working on some big things that you've not mentioned today, but when the time comes, we'll bring you. So to all our viewers, Eunice Ukwuani, watch out for her. If you're in New York area, watch out for her. I'm telling you, she's coming big. Take care. Thank you, Eunice. God bless you. Bye.